Okay, the reason that I started drawing on the dress that my brother gave to me was because on the day of my grandmother's passing, I asked my mother to send me the dress because originally I had left it in the U.S. I thought I don't really have a place to wear it. I don't have enough space in my luggage when I first came here, so I asked my mother to send me this and earrings that my grandmother had left me, like the ones I'm wearing right now, to have a piece of my grandmother. Um, I decided to draw on it because drawing to me feels like breathing, and I notice when I'm not drawing or like every day, I kind of lose that sense of um, happiness because it's something that feels like breathing to me. So when I found out that she had passed in Mexico last summer, I wanted to honor her in my own way because, first of all, I started drawing in Mexico when I was 10 years old. I think about 10 years old. So that also connected it to our country, our home country. And so I wanted to honor her with something that I felt was me, that true me, the closest thing to me. And I wanted to honor her through our heritage and through the country that she loved so much. My grandmother, I didn't get to see her so many times because I lived in the US and she lived in Mexico. So there was like a mass of land separating us. But whenever I got to see her, it was precious to me. The last time that I saw her, the period was longer to be with her. So I was so happy because my grandmother didn't understand why I was vegan, but she tried her best. We lived in an area where fruit is abundant, so every day my grandpa and her would like cut me fruit and make me lots of fruit because I love fruit. And she would even walk with me to a vegan restaurant. She found a vegan restaurant like 3 blocks away from her house. So every day she would take my sister and I there. So I think that love is so pure. Like even you don't understand the person and why they do this, that you help them. That you don't necessarily have to eat there. You just help them. So she didn't. She never ate at the vegan restaurant that I know of when she was with us. She never ate there. She just took us there and watched us eat and enjoy the food. And I think that is love that doesn't judge you for what you do. It's just like it supports you even though it doesn't understand, because maybe at that moment they don't understand, but they still support you no matter what. And I think that is so beautiful. The last time I saw my grandmother was when I went to healing in Mexicali, and that's in the north of Mexico. And she happened to be in the north of Mexico, so we got to see her for 2 hours. And even though it was for 2 hours, I'm so grateful. I have learned through my lifetime that even if it's just an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, no matter the time that they can give to you, if the person really wants to give it to you, it is precious, because the time, you never know when you guys will get to meet again. So I'm so grateful that they drove to us, to Mexicali, and that she was there when I had done my healing, and I could like understand and be with her and just enjoy her company for one last time, because I didn't know it was going to be the last time. And I think it was amazing to have her part of my life. I didn't get to be with her as much as I wanted to, but I am grateful to have my grandmother in my life. And that's why I chose to honor her with Mexican style flowers in the dress, because it is from her country. It is the country she loved the most, and the last thing she gave me was a Mexican traditional clothing set. I think that one's still in the US, and so I am so honored to have this heritage and to have my family, and that they get to show me why they love Mexico so much, and they showed me why they love their city so much. And she would love telling me about like the history and the textiles, and she would just love to show me. And I remember the precious moment that she had when she bought me the dress. Like, it was for a Baptist, and it was just me and my grandma, and we went walking, and like to see, she chose the dress for me. We kind of chose it together. We were just walking around, and she really wanted, and it was nice to have my grandmother there as we chose the dress. And I don't have the earrings, unfortunately, because they got lost somehow when I came here. But there were these gorgeous blue, like Mexican earrings, and I actually hope that I can find them again. But there are these gorgeous blue earrings, and they were from her collection. And her collection usually is from friends and families, and that she bought. And so she usually doesn't like giving them away. But that day she gave me a piece, and I felt so special because I can have a piece of her, a piece of our culture. And man, they were so beautiful. That's why I asked my father when she passed away if I could have some of her earrings, just so I can have a piece of my grandmother when I wear something every day. And I think that experience really made me feel more connected to my grandmother, and to hear like why does she like being in Mexico and her life, and to hear that she is content with her life, she was content with her life is beautiful. And I mean, I cried, and I am happy, and it's just, when you lose someone, you see, I don't fully feel like I lost them, because somehow I know they're here with me. But I did cry for it, for my loss. But I'm happy and honored to have had my grandmother in my life, to have this soul be with me with the time that she could with me. And I'm happy that she brought my dad into this life, because he is such a beautiful person as well. And that she grew throughout her life to no longer be ignorant about the relationship with my parents, to the point where like she loved my mother. Like she didn't resent her. Like she loved my mother. And my mother was there at the last few days my mother was there with her. And I think it's beautiful to see people grow. I think it's beautiful to see them like they weren't in a nice place, but then they grow and they do some healing and they do whatever they need to do, and then to see them have this pure love for the person they thought they'd never love. I think it's beautiful. Especially I'm grateful for my mom for being there. And I think it's beautiful to see people grow, and that I got to be a part of my grandmother's life, and that my mom and her were able to like heal and spend so much together. Like I think the first time that I saw that was when we went to Pascuero that 1 week I was with them, and my mom's like, do you want to come? And my grandma just came, and I was just so happy that she just didn't think about it, and she just went with us, and we got to see that bond with my mom and her grow that same day. And right now, so that I got to see them enjoy it. It was literally like an hour or two, because we decided to go at the end of the day, so we didn't get to go long before the last boat to the island, because the island's in a lake. And but to be able to see my mom and her hang out and spend so much time and laugh together, and to be able to be on the boat with her is just amazing. I think and it showed me that there's pure love. It showed me that people change. It showed me that they were forever evolving, and that our life does leave an impact for the people that are around us. And I'm grateful for her love, not just for me, for my mother, for my dad, because he called my dad every day. She called my dad every day, and to be able to, and for her love for my cousins, and for Cristiano, which is one of my cousins with special needs, and for her to have such a love for him. I didn't grow up with Christian, which I wish I could. But the pure love that she had for all her family members is beautiful, and I'm grateful. And I should end this video soon because I'm just crying. So thank you for being part of my life, Grandma, and for blessing my life. And I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day. Remember, the time that you have with people is precious, so please honor that time. and even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever they can give to you at that time, honor it and feel like it's the last time you may see them. Just be in the moment and just treasure anybody, because you never know when they're gonna leave your life, even if it's not like through passing, but through they have to move to the other side of the world, or they have to go somewhere and they can't see you anymore. Just honor the time that this soul was in your life. So yeah, so I hope you guys have a beautiful day with much love and light. I'll see you next time.
Did I dream?